Tax Refund Delays 2025. In today's video, we have the next direct deposit date. We have some updated information from the Taxpayer Advocate Service on who will be affected by the IRS eliminating paper checks. You want to stay tuned for that information, as well as how to avoid 2025 tax returns delays. So make sure you stay tuned for all of the details. But before we begin, as always, welcome back, everyone. So very happy to have you back for another update. Now let's begin with the processing of your tax returns. The IRS is currently processing paper returns. These are 1040 tax returns received September 2025, original, amended, received July of 2025. And in terms of 1041 tax returns, they are currently processing those received September of 2025 and amended, received January of 2025. In terms of your letters and notices, the IRS is currently processing correspondence received June of 2025. So if you had to provide additional information to the IRS, expect a delay in them updating that information. Now let's go over the Taxpayer Advocate, highlighting how those of you will be affected by the IRS phasing out paper checks. Let's begin with Understanding Executive Order 14247. On March 25, 2025, Donald Trump issued an executive order which generally requires all federal agencies, including the IRS, to cease issuing paper checks by September 30th, 2025. Now let's go over the key implementation highlights of this executive order. Tax returns for pre-2025 tax years will not be affected. However, taxpayers currently filing on extension are encouraged to include their direct deposit information. Taxpayers who do not provide bank account details or request an exemption for 2025 tax returns will face tax refund delays. The IRS will send a letter requesting direct deposit information and providing information on how to request an exemption if you do not have a bank account. Now, if a taxpayer does not provide direct deposit information or obtain an approved exemption, the IRS will hold off on issuing a paper check refund for 6 weeks after a 2025 tax return is filed. There is no immediate change to how taxpayers pay the IRS, although additional updates are anticipated starting in 2027. Now, last year, about 10 million individual taxpayers received their income tax refunds by paper check and may experience barriers in receiving their tax refunds electronically. Many of these taxpayers receive paper checks due to several reasons. Now, on-bank households, according to the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation 2023 report, 4.2% of U.S. households, about 5.6 million people, do not have a checking or savings account. And without a bank account or other accommodations, receiving a direct deposit is simply not possible. And for these individuals, paper checks are not a preference, they are a lifeline. And to avoid 2026 tax refund delays, the Taxpayer Advocate is strongly encouraging taxpayers to provide their direct deposit information on your 2025 tax returns or update your direct deposit information through the IRS online account. This new feature is expected to be available before 2026. And you're also encouraged to verify and reconfirm your bank account and routing numbers when you do complete your 2025 tax returns in the 2026 tax filing season to make sure you get your tax refunds timely. Now, for the good news, the next IRS direct deposit date is 846 refund issued for October 13, 2025. Make sure to check your IRS online transcript as well as the WMR on irs.gov for your next direct deposit date. And don't forget to share with others in the comments. Now let's move on to how you can contact the IRS as well as your congressman if you are still waiting on your 2025 tax refunds. You can contact the IRS at 1-800-829-1040, and you can contact the Taxpayer Advocate Service for assistance as well, especially if you are experiencing financial hardship due to your tax refund being delayed. You can contact them at 1-877-777-4778. You can also schedule an in-person appointment by calling 844-545-5640. You can also contact your local state representative by going to house.gov, put in your zip code, finding your representative, and you can contact them to receive assistance in finding out what the delay is. So make sure to explore all of these options to find out what is causing the tax refund delay. And don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and come back for more 2025 tax refund updates and breaking news. Bye-bye.